Augustine. I was an ET second class in the U.S. Navy. Then I was sent overseas, but to get there we had to go by train from the East Coast to the West Coast, and then by troop transport over to Japan. Well, that was quite an experience for me because, you know, I'd never done this before, never was outside the state of Michigan, so it was kind of exciting. And then when I was on a troop transport, I got to know the electronics group, and that was good because the rest of the fellows were sort of stationed below decks, and I got to be up in the fresh air, and that was a good experience for me. And then I got to Japan, and there we had to wait for the USS Manchester, which is the ship I was on, to come back from its Korean tour. So that was kind of interesting to be in Japan at that time because it was, about 1950, I would say. And what is interesting is that there was still some damage from the Second World War at that particular place in Yokosuka, Japan, where the ship would come back to dock. And they had a nice place for, you know, playing basketball and doing things of that sort. So that was kind of relaxing for a while. And then the ship came in, and I was put aboard the ship, and spent the next 2.5 years on board a naval ship, you know. So I had the experience of being in a Navy at a base, and then being in a Navy on a ship. It was the USS Manchester, and its symbol was CL, Cruiser Light 83. It was a light cruiser. That meant that it had, let's see, 6-inch guns, you know, rather than 8-inch, which the heavy cruiser would have. And when I first saw it, you know, I thought, wow, this is really big compared to other ships that I had seen. So, but it was an interesting experience. I enjoyed it. You know, we're talking back in 48 to 53, 52, I guess. Just came aboard, saluted, and I think I was escorted to where the electronics people, you know, would bunk. And once I got there, I just unpacked my bag and went back to work. You know, this is Navy life. But it was a good experience for me. I thought it helped me grow up. You know, I was a kid when I went in, and I guess a man when I came out, because, you know, I went in right out of high school. When I came out of college, different experience. We were attached to Task Force 77, and you know, this would be during the time we were stationed, and we would just cruise up and down the coast of Korea, lobbing a shell every once in a while, and then the ship would be brought back to the task force, and then we would accompany the aircraft carriers to make sure they weren't attacked. So that's basically what we were doing. You know, we were fired upon a few times. We were hit by shrapnel once or twice, but that was one time it was just a piece of shrapnel went through the smokestack, you know, where the ship would have it, and at the same time another piece of shrapnel went through a door and hit the I-beam that was supporting saluting charges. If it hit the saluting charges, we might have had a problem, but it didn't, and we survived.